guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and this was a bit of a surprise here. I guess sort of, kind of, maybe not really, but new stages were added to this event right here. The battle for the strongest in the universe. Now, typically, they give us, like, new characters and stuff like that with, like, new stages. But that did not happen here. So we got, there's two new stages at the end, stage 9 and 10. There's nothing unique to grind up there, but I believe the main draw is by doing those last couple of stages over and over. We're able to get this support item. Now, I'm going to do a video separately, specifically on this support item and just how busted it is. But let's just quickly go over this. This is ridiculous, this guide robot right here. So, delays a single targeted enemy's attack for 1 turn. That's a Ghost Usher. So it procs a Ghost Usher when you use it, and then lowers that enemy's attack by 66% for 2 turns. So you Ghost Usher an enemy, and then you essentially hit them with like a Nurse Chi-Chi the following turn. So this item, it's like a Ghost Usher plus Nurse Chi-Chi for 1 enemy. That is like, I just feel like that's really strong. Because it's like, if you think about like Super Battle Road, like you're knocking them out for like 2 turns. The only thing with this is it's highly limited at the moment. Now, let me actually head back in game real fast. Okay, so we looked at the thing right there. We're gonna take a look at what the missions are in a second, but I believe it might have just been login. Wait, which one is support memory? It's this one? Yeah. It might have just been login or something. I have 10 of these guide robos. I don't know exactly, because like, you know, part 2 of the celebration drops and a million things happen at once, right? I believe these might have just been like a login or just like celebration missions. I just like, you know, accepted without really realizing it. But if it's this limited, you know, maybe it'll end up in the Baba shop sooner rather than later, which would be good. But right now, I don't recommend blowing these super fast unless it's for like a really tough stage or something like that. Like, I mean, this maybe could be useful potentially for maybe like the new Spirit of the Saiyans and Pride of the Wicked Bloodline event with how difficult that is, right, for some players. But I don't really recommend, you know, just like blowing through your stock of these super fast. Now, if we head back over, right, so here, of course, is the events, right? Remember, we have the 2 new stages at the end here. Now, the missions, right? So there's just these previous missions, which, you know, gotten done a million billion years ago, right? All these with these free-to-play units and all the metal coolers. So clear stage 9 on Z-Hard 3, 5, 7, and 10 times, and you get 5 guide robos each time. And then clear all stages on normal, clear all stages on Z-Hard. So we just need to fight, looks like the metal cooler army, just over and over and over and over again then, I suppose. So sure, let's just go ahead and jump in. You guys know how we do it. We'll pop the scenario on, and we'll see what the story looks like. I guess we'll grind out these missions in this video, but, you know, I've told the story many times, right, of how, you know, I was a global Dokkan player, and I'd watch, like, the JP YouTubers do these events and stuff like that. And I would be curious to see these events, like, what was in them. And so, because, like, no YouTubers back then were really, like, recording, like, these story events, stuff like that, like, it makes sense, right? Because it's, like, these are not, like, you know, super challenging challenge run type stuff or anything like that. But I've just always made sure to record, like, all events ever since then. I guess that sort of, like, philosophy or whatever the hell we want to call it, though, that certainly made a lot more sense if it was, like, you know, a JP thing that's coming global later, right? Like, this is something that's on both global and JP at the same time right now. But, you know, I still would like to record it, you know, get everything sort of, you know, on camera, on wax, so to speak. Okay, so this is the stage. We have to do this stage a million billion times. And that, what are those? Those are Zenny statues we're getting. I guess that's going to be helpful for a lot of players, right? doing this stage. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's the art for, well, some of this is used for that Metal Cooler event, right? The Link leveling Metal Cooler event. This celebration really did have a lot of fire in it, man. There was a lot of super good stuff I feel like the celebration had. All right, so there's stage 9, and then we'll do stage 10. You know, I think on the original Metal Cooler story event, they might have left it on a cliffhanger. So it does make sense that they're going to sort of finish this now, right? I kind of like what they did. So there's the story event for the first Cooler movie, which was just transitioned into a Dragon Ball story event. There's the Metal Cooler movie story event. And then now we have this one, which just sort of, you know, is going over both sort of like movies in one. I like the idea. So it's like, we have one of these for Broly, right? The two Broly movies, they have one story event for both. I feel like they could potentially do a celebration where they would have, you know, maybe like 2 different story events. One for, you know, Broly movie 8, and then one for the second Broly movie is what, 10? Yeah, movie 10 is the second Broly movie. I think that's something that they could do. I've said this before. I mean, I don't know how thrilled people would be with this, but 3 years in a row, man, LR Super Saiyan Goku. Next year, it'll be the Super Saiyan Goku that takes out legendary Super Saiyan Broly. That Goku just got his Zenkai on Legends, right? The one that sort of gathers the energy from the other Z fighters and then does that uppercut that one-shots Broly. Kind of like the plot. Like Broly in that movie is just, it is actually insane. Like, he just is completely invincible until Goku just one-shots him, like, magically at the end. It's so ridiculous. It's alright, just get one shot at Broly. Time for the credits to roll, buddy. But they really, like, even, like, Goku, like, at the end in the spaceship, and he gives kind of, like, the peace sign. Like, I could see that as the KO screen. And that art does look good, right? Like, that, they you know, the active skill, right? Straight from the end of the movie right there. Like, those assets do look very, very good. Okay, so this is a stage that we just need to do once, and then that's it, right? The stage that we have to actually beat to get all the missions done, that's stage 9. The one where we have to fight the Metal Cooler army. But yeah, looks like this is pretty much it, right? Just a couple of new stages, just, I guess, an extra couple of stones for free-to-play players and stuff like that. And after we sort of, you know, do these missions and grind up the robots. Again, I am definitely pleading with y'all, make sure to do these missions. Do this stage 9 10 times like it asks and get these guide robot items right now. Because I don't know, like, are they going to be added to the Papa Shop later? Maybe. They have previously done that, right? Like, they've, like the rat item and stuff like that has previously been added. But what was the one? It was like the oolong item or whatever the hell it was. The bull. I feel like that was never added to the Papa Shop, right? All right, so then there's the Goku and Vegeta making the impossible possible, or whatever the hell it's called. It is a really awesome active skill. Do we get to see, like, the KO screen right here? Oh, no, they're just back on Namek. Hey, that's, I think, LR STR Kaioken Goku, right? And then, yeah, Vegeta breaks the chip in the spaceship as he's flying off. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Just 2 new stages. Again, kind of weird. You know, typically when they add, like, new stages to these story events, like, it has something meaningful. Like, I feel like they, you know, could have had a support memory here. Like, Vegeta destroying the chip right there, I feel like that could have been a support memory, right? Like, there's a bunch of stuff. Because there's 2 support memories in the celebration. Both were from the first Cooler movie, right? Like, I think Vegeta destroying the, like, the big Getty Star Master Chip or whatever the hell it was, that easily could have been one. Alright, so we have a couple of missions still to get done. I guess let me go ahead and get that done real fast, and then we'll accept all the missions. Alright, guys, I believe that is the final clear we needed here. So that only takes, I don't know, like 10 or so minutes. Really not that bad. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, I believe that is everything, right? So there is this event, right? Again, I do encourage you guys to definitely make sure to grind this up. Get all of these guide robot items that you can, because they could be very useful. Super Battle Road is very clearly content that the game is continuing to push out, right? So you do want to make sure that you are getting as many of these guide robot items as you can, because especially I feel like if you're in a Super Battle Road fight where there's like one enemy, like, you know, remember back in the day, the Boo Saga Extreme Super Battle Road had that one Super Vegito that was really tough. I think it was it the Patara stage that had the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that was really tough, I believe? Like, right? Like, those types of stages, this robot, you would Ghost Usher, and then the next turn, that enemy wouldn't even be able to do damage at all, right? So, like, this could be just a ridiculously powerful item, I feel like, for a lot of, you know, free-to-play players or newer players, especially when going through a lot of those Super Battle Road stages. They don't release new support items very often, but when they do, they oftentimes are pretty good, right? Like, that support item is, I think, absolutely outstanding, right? So, definitely make sure that you guys are grabbing as many of those as you can. Wait, which one was, it was this, no, it was this one, this is what I remember. Make sure you guys grab as many of these guide robots as you can, because these guys are actually pretty solid. I'm probably going to do a video going into one of these Super Battle Road stages, and we'll sort of test it out. But it is very, very effective. So let me know what you guys think of the celebration overall, and of course the Strongest in the Universe, you know, sort of like story event. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.